Hello, everybody. Good evening. Sunday Adelaja here from Kyiv, Ukraine. Welcome to another special program today. This program we're having on the topic of Nigeria. I have a person that lives in Nigeria, that is a Nigerian that is based in Nigeria, that I'm going to be discussing with today. And the topic is Obasanjo's open letter to Buhari. So we are going to be discussing that letter because I did a rejoinder to that letter. I commented on the letter to Buhari by Obasanjo, and my own was a video. And we have the video here. Maybe if necessary, we'll show the video. But right now, and then we'll be discussing it with Mr. Michael Osibajo. Meanwhile, this book here is the challenge we are facing right now, Nigeria and the leadership question. We all, as a nation, it's like we are in the middle of a leadership crisis right now. So I want to use this opportunity to recommend this book to everybody, because this book is a book that will open your eyes in a lot of ways to how to resolve the leadership crisis in Nigeria, at least in my own opinion. I have another book here as well, which is also connected to the issue that we are facing in Nigeria right now. This is the issue of our elite. It's called The Role of Elite in National Transformation. So this also is a book that will really help us to deal with the issues and the problems that our nation and our country is facing right now. So I also want to use the opportunity to tell everybody that you know, be free to go and look at watch the video. The video is called Obasanjo's letter to Buhari: Why Buhari must listen now. Meanwhile, before I bring in my guest today, who is Mr. Michael Osibajo, I want to make an announcement. Yesterday, I made the same announcement that anybody that, if you know anyone that lives in Dubai or in United Arab Emirates, I would like you to write me to my Facebook inbox. Please inbox me on my Facebook, and I need somebody that is reliable in United Arab Emirates, especially if they are from DSA family. If they are not from DSA family, but there must be somebody that you know, that somebody that you are sure of, so that we could get in touch with them. But you get in touch with me first. Get in touch with me on my Facebook, just my Facebook. Just go to my Facebook and write to me in my inbox. So write to me in my inbox today that if you know anybody in the United Arab Emirates or in Dubai, I need that information as fast as possible. Some people got in touch with me yesterday, actually, and but I even need to find out even if there are more people there that I could talk to. So yeah, I don't know if we should start by showing the video of my video of my address to Obasanjo. I mean, my comment on Obasanjo's letter. I'm not sure if all of you have seen it. If you have seen it, that's good. If not, then we could show. I think we should show the video. You have the video ready? Then after that, I will come up with Michael to comment on it. Hello, everybody. Sunday Adelaja here. Back to you again. Today, I want to talk about Obasanjo's last letter to President Buhari, open letter. But I titled it Obasanjo's letter and why Buhari must listen now. But however, I must start this by saying that I was wrong. I was wrong about Obasanjo this time. I heard about this last letter I wrote, but I just thought that this is Obasanjo again in his style. And I just refused to read the letter, but I read the comments and what people are saying about the letter, but I didn't read the letters itself. So that is being prejudiced, and I was wrong. I thought that Obasanjo is just launching another attack. Well, I was again wrong. By even not reading the letter, I was wrong. And I suppose there are a lot of people in my shoes that are maybe supporters of Buhari, President Buhari, and therefore they don't take the opposition and Obasanjo in particular serious. Or some other people might not be supporters of Buhari necessarily, but they have some prejudice also against Obasanjo, so they will not take his letter seriously. I would like to start by saying I did that mistake, and I'm saying don't make that mistake. Go read that letter, and not just read the letter, but go study the letter. My journey to doing this video started by me deciding to read the letter for another purpose. I wanted to read the letter to do a video against Obasanjo because I wanted to talk about his hypocrisy. So in the process of preparing for that video, I decided to read this letter. And when I read this letter, I decided to confess of my fault and do this particular video to President. This video is actually to President Buhari. So, and I'm appealing to all Buhari loyalists and to President Buhari himself and to anybody in government and everybody that has access to President Buhari to take this video very seriously. I personally disagree with Obasanjo on many issues. I disagree with him that he went into coalition with Atiku. I disagree with him that he didn't provide electricity for Nigeria after spending 16 billion. So I have my own troubles with Obasanjo. But I guess my greatest challenge with Obasanjo is because he has a vested interest on Nigeria, which is not a bad thing, but he and other generals are treating Nigeria like a personal property. And, yeah, that is one of the things that I have as disagreement with President Obasanjo. But despite all this, I see the need to side with Obasanjo this time. I've always maintained, people who know me know that my allegiance has always been to the truth. I've always maintained that my allegiance, yes, in the words of Isaac Newton, that Socrates is my friend, Plato is my friend, but my greatest friend is the truth. I've always maintained that position. So my allegiance is not to Buhari, it's not to APC, it's not to Osibajo, it's not to any person, but to the truth. And when I see the truth, I recognize it. Yeah, it's true that I supported President Buhari. When I see him, I see his sincerity, I see his honesty. And I was in Nigeria when he was the head of state, and I saw what he did. So that convinced me to support him even now. But when I see things that is wrong, my allegiance to the truth will not allow me to close my eyes. And I must speak the truth no matter what, and no matter at whose expense. I would like to address President Buhari and his supporters, who always come out with an assault against anybody that says anything against the president or against his policies. Most of the reports that I've read concerning Obasanjo's letter from the side of APC members and supporters is more of defensive. So instead of being defensive, my question is, have you really read that letter? And then the president himself came out and said that people who criticize the government on the basis of the insecurity situation in the country are unpatriotic. But let me say, after reading the letter, this letter of Obasanjo that is being regarded as criticism from a lot of Buhari loyalists, I will say that no. You know who is unpatriotic. Anybody that disregards this letter from Obasanjo, he is the person who is unpatriotic. Because this letter is totally different from, you know, what most people are saying about, what most people are saying about it, that is an assault. I don't see an assault here. I think this is one of the most patriotic letters that anybody could ever write about Nigeria, about the situation in the country right now. So I would like to address the supporters of President Buhari to take their time, like myself, to study the content of that letter before launching attacks. Because the problem we have in Nigeria is also the problem of blind followership and false loyalty. And that could be a great evil, maybe the greatest evil in the country. Because if you would not see the reality, if you will not look at reality in the eyes, but you would rather just want to be loyal to your principle, then we would drag the country down the rail. So we all must learn that even our enemies could teach us wisdom. Yes, a lot of people see Obasanjo as an enemy right now, but sometimes our enemies will be our biggest teachers. And our enemies, the fact that somebody is an opponent or an enemy doesn't mean that it will always be wrong. Sometimes our enemies too are right. And in this case, with this letter, I don't see Obasanjo as an enemy. It could be an opponent, but I think it's actually right. So I would say Obasanjo is right in this situation. So we can learn from our enemies wisdom. And another thing we must learn in Nigeria is the fact that we disagree with somebody doesn't mean that that person will always be wrong in every other thing he does. And doesn't mean that the person is totally evil. Even if we see somebody that is evil, sometimes even bad people do good things. And on the other hand, our loyalty to our own principle, or to our own leader, doesn't mean that we have to be loyal to them in everything they do, even when they're doing the wrong thing. We also must learn that our leaders that we are loyal to could also be wrong sometimes. They cannot always be right. And in this case, even though I still support President Buhari, and I see myself as somebody that believes in him, in his sincerity, in his purity, in his integrity. And that's why I want to say no, but in this question, he needs to take a different stance. And I must come out to say, my position is President Buhari must go back to that letter of Obasanjo and underline some things. And these are the things that I want to do today. There are many points from Obasanjo's letter that I personally have underlined, and I want to make a point of them today. I want to talk more about them today. And I want to address President Buhari concretely. I want to address Mr. Tinubu. I want to address Vice President Osibajo to pay special attention to a lot of points in this letter. Obasanjo spoke about, one of the things he spoke about, Obasanjo spoke about collective thinking and dialoguing. Yes, I know what the supporters of President Buhari are thinking about this, because they are saying, well, they want to form they want to, push aside the president or the government and come up with an elders council that will take over the rulership of the country. Like it's a legal way of overthrowing the country. Well, let's put that aside right now. Because of the situation, the emergency of the security situation in the country, I must admit, that yes, it's time to have a collective thinking and dialoguing in the country by let's look for appropriate and adequate way to form that council. But we must find a way to sit together with some people in the country and dialogue. Let's get people from the opposition party, the elders of the country, and let's get everybody to come together and talk about the security situation in the country. We must find an adequate solution to the security challenges of the country. Now, if you feel that these people like Obasanjo and the people in PDP, they are unpatriotic or they are doing this criticism, they are doing with a mischievous intention and that they want to undermine the government, if that is what APC leadership, Osibajo, Tinubu, Buhari, if that is what you all think, okay, you can I will even agree that you disregard the opposition in the council, but let's come up with a committee or a commission or a council somehow of experts. Let's come up with a committee of experts. Let's bring maybe foreigners. Let's bring foreign experts. Let's bring even Nigerian experts from diaspora, from Nigeria, to let the country see that you are responding, not just in the traditional way that, oh, our armed forces will deal with it. They are not dealing with it. It's been 4 years now, or 5 years, going to 5 years, that they have not been able to deal with the security situation in the country. So let's show the country, President Buhari, show the country that you are passionate about the concerns of the people. This is no more hidden, that the whole country is concerned about the security situation in Nigeria. So don't just see everybody that is talking about that as opponents or as enemies. Do something. And one of the things we could do is to bring those people who are criticizing you, bring them to the table and say, okay, give me your solution or give me your recommendations. What do you people think? What are the way forward? Let's dialogue. Because when people see that you are at least dialoguing with them, you might not even dialogue with them about reconstructing of the country or restructuring of the country and other questions, but let's just zero in on security. Let's dialogue on security. Let's have a collective thinking. Let's find let's show them that you are trying to find an appropriate solution to this. And of course, if you don't do that, President Buhari, what will happen is that the miscreants and the unpatriotic elements in the country, they will take advantage of your inaction, and they will begin to campaign. They will begin to spread misinformation and disinformation and fake news like they have been doing right now. And the internet, the Nigerian internet and Facebook is full of fake news and disinformation, misinformation. And you know who is propelling that? It's you, Mr. President. And it's the leadership of APC. You people are propelling that by your silence. Do something. Call a committee. Call the elders together. Address the insecurity in the country. Because otherwise you are fueling all this disagreement. You are fueling this disinformation. So, and part of the most deadly disinformation that's going on right now is that any little crime that happens in Nigeria right now, it is now credited to Fulani herdsmen. And because you are a Fulani man, and because the herdsmen have also done some havoc. So if you don't want all that misinterpretation to keep on going, misrepresentation to keep on going on, you need to show the nation that you are hearing them and that you are ready to do something about it. So people are desperate, guys. I mean, Mr. Tinubu, I don't know what to call you, Chief Tinubu or whatever, but please, can't you see the desperation? These are not just opponents or enemies. People are desperate and feel that they cannot have confidence in this government anymore. Don't let us lose all credibility that Mr. Buhari has. Let's tell them and show them that we are capable, that this government is capable of providing adequate security to protect the lives and properties of ordinary Nigerians. People are concerned. This is not IPOB situation right now. This is not OPC. This is not Oduduwa situation. This is a nationwide menace. If we don't address it, we are fueling organizations like IPOD and OPC, and Yoruba elders want to do their thing. The Igbo elders want to do. We are fueling disunity and disintegration of the country. So, President Buhari, I'm talking to you now as one of your loyal advocates. I've never met you. I've never collected any money from you or from your APC or from any one of you. I've never received any help from you. But I've just believed in your integrity. And because of that, I am talking to you now as a concerned Nigerian diaspora, please listen to the cry of desperation of your people. Boko Haram, let's talk about Boko Haram. I mean, you've said it many times, Mr. President, and your generals have said it many times that Boko Haram is defeated. But now that you see the insecurity around Boko Haram, you know they are not totally defeated. Let's come out and admit it. You cannot be telling the victims who have been killed or the relatives have been killed or maimed or kidnapped or raped or sold into slavery. You will not keep on telling them everything is okay when they are being raped, when they are being kidnapped, when they are being maimed, when they are being killed. I mean, show concerns. Don't just show concern by saying, oh, well, our military men are trying, or, we are trying to encourage them. No. Do something beyond the ordinary. Do something beyond the ordinary. I mean, get all interested parties, get all the all the stakeholders in the country, get them together. If you don't need them, if you don't want those ones, get experts together, technocrats. I mean, form a committee, a commission somehow to discuss the strategies of resolving the situation in the country, the security situation in the country, so that we don't experience any bombing anymore, so that there are no more destructions and damage in the country. Another thing is, even though I supported President Buhari for the second term, but we still have to also admit that we have problem with unemployment. That unemployment is a national tragedy. We need emergency to be declared against unemployment. We need to declare a national emergency on two things, on unemployment and on illiteracy. How can we compete with the rest of the world when only 50% of Nigeria, less than 60% of Nigerians are even literate? And you want to compete with countries where it's 90%, 99% literacy, 100% literacy, and that even working 2-3 shifts in a day? Our productivity cannot even compare. We don't have human capital, because if people are not literate, there is no human capital to develop. They cannot even be developed to produce anything. And also we have our population, growth rising higher at the higher rate than our economic production and productivity. So we need to boost our economic productivity by developing our human capital. We need emergency against, about human capital development, against unemployment and against illiteracy. Because all these miscreants that you are talking about, these people that are causing all these bandits that are causing all the mayhem all over the world, is because they are not educated. They are not in schools. The headsmen also need education. And all these Boko Haram people is because they've not been sent to school. That's why Boko Haram easily could recruit them and cause mayhem on the whole country. All of us are reaping the fruit now. We need an emergency. We need to arrest any parent that refuses to send their children to school. All those children that are hawking in the street, you need to decree a law, a quick one, that all the parents that are not sending their children to school, or if they see any children in the school, they must be arrested. Let the National Assembly, respond to this and enact a law or pass a bill to make education compulsory for everybody, and that anybody that doesn't respond will be punished. Same with unemployment. When people are unemployed, they now are hiding behind the canopy of Fulani S-men, and they are doing banditry, kidnapping, raping, stealing, and all that, doing armed robbery all over the country just because they don't have jobs. So I really want to talk right now to the APC. If you are the ruling party and you are at the helm of affairs in Nigeria, hear the cry of your people. Banditry is killing Nigeria right now, to the extent that the Yorubas used to be the most peaceful. They are maybe not the most peaceful, but they are one of the most peaceful people in Nigeria. They now are saying they are going to raise an army of 1 million people to defend themselves. Banditry is killing, and all over in the middle belt, they have suffered so long, and they have been so quiet. But even now, they are saying that it is the Fulani S-men that are taking over their farm and their land, everything. So even the president's state, Katsina, everywhere, banditry is taking over. And everybody is blaming it on the Fulani S-men. And eventually on the president. Let's do something urgently. Otherwise, banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery, killing is taking over your country, Mr. President. So please do something urgently. Because the unfortunate situation is that criminality is becoming the order of the day. So please, let's do something. Mr. Tinubu, I speak to you. Have an emergency meeting now. Vice President Osibajo, you know me. I know you. I know you're a sincere person. Please hear this appeal. Let's do something. Let's, just putting army in the highway is a good development. Put soldiers on the highways. But, let everybody know that you are hearing their cry and that you are not indifferent to their concerns. Get people together. Maybe not the political people who will manipulate the process, but get some people together. Let people see what you are doing. Because our diversity is at stake right now. And our diversity is our strength. And these are the things that Obasanjo was talking about in his letter. I mean, if you are a Nigerian and you love the country, there is no way to fault that letter from Obasanjo. Yeah, he might have his own ulterior motive, I don't know. But what he wrote in the letter, if you love Nigeria, you will do something about it, guys. Because the diversity in Nigeria is at stake right now. The middle belt people are rising against the Fulanis. The Igbos have already made their own statement against the Fulani. The Yorubas are doing the same thing. The Northerners are doing the same thing. The country is falling apart because our diversity is actually our greatest and most important asset. We should really know how to, at least for the sake of comforting and of appealing to all the nationalities, all the other regions in the country that don't worry, we are working. At least show them you are working by getting their representatives to come and talk. Recently, I saw that the Oni of Ife went to see the president because of these concerns. Well, get him and other people, let's all come together to talk. If you people in APC don't respond to this, my appeal, if you don't respond to the cry of Nigerians, I assure you that there will be rain, like Obasanjo said, rain of destruction, violence, disaster, disunity all over Nigeria. And it could lead to civil war. Because we have people right now like Showore who have started a movement, beret, the orange beret or yellow beret, to call for revolution. What is revolution? Revolution means civil disorder. So if there is civil disorder plus banditry, the country will fall apart, guys. Wake up! Because the best option, the best thing that this might result in is military overthrow. That will be even the most peaceful, the most unharmful ending. But it could get worse than that. It could lead to Rwanda kind of situation, civil war. And we already fought civil war because the level of dissatisfaction and disaffection in the country is everywhere. That everybody is saying something. Please listen. Don't just call them enemies. Obasanjo used a statement in his letter. He said, an adage in his letter. He said, a stitch in time saves 9. A stitch, that's an English adage. A stitch in time saves 9. So let's do this thing in time. Let's knock the problem on the head in time. Let's do something. Otherwise, I'm afraid there will be a reprisal attack against Fulanis, and right now the people are already chasing Fulanis from their communities. And some of the Fulani leaders have also said all the Fulani people should leave their place, should leave the south and come to the north. Later on, they will say, oh, no, southerners should leave the north and go back. That could lead to another crisis. Don't just say disregard them. President Buhari, don't just disregard these things. It could lead to Hutu kind of situation like in Rwanda. It could lead to attacks against Fulani everywhere, which could end in pogroms, genocide, civil war, and God knows what. And if Nigeria scatters, it's going to affect the whole of Africa. It's going to affect the whole world. So, Mr. President, I am crying out, screaming out, because this is emergency. Please respond to the cry of your people. But the president cannot do it alone. Come with a team. Form a security emergency team. Emergency, of course, about insecurity. You were elected on the platform of security, and now insecurity is engulfing the country. But insecurity is not the only challenge we are facing now. Unemployment, illiteracy, poverty. These are the emergency things that the president must respond to right now. Of course, I understand that some people will try to take advantage, but if more people are taking advantage because of your inaction or perceived inaction. I'm sure you are doing things, and I believe in the sincerity of the president, right? But people are not saying enough of your action, and you need to submit the list of the ministers on time and quick. We need to get the economy back on our feet as fast as possible. So because your inaction is leading your political opponents to take advantage of it. The fake news is taking over because of your inaction. Your opponents are taking over because of your inaction. The bandits and miscreants of the society are taking over the country because of your inaction. People with evil intention are taking over because they are not seeing your proactiveness. Please, APC leadership, if President Buhari is not acting, go and act. Make him act. Oshomole, where are you? You are a man of action. Get your party to act. Tinubu, you are respected. Hey, get out and do something about this. For the love of God, church and nation. Peace. That is it right now. And by the way, before I bring in Michael Osibajo, let me quickly say that from tomorrow, I'm going to be starting a new series that is called Are Black People Cursed? I've been promising to do this series a long time ago, but it's starting from tomorrow. And we are not going to be broadcasting it at 9 Ukraine time as we normally did before. We are not going to be broadcasting it at 7 Nigerian time or British time. We're going to be broadcasting it at this time, like this 5 British time, 5 Nigerian time, and 7 Ukraine time. So it's going to be every day, 7 o'clock Ukraine time. It's going to be about a series on black people. Are black people cursed? So from tomorrow, we are starting that. And of course, I mentioned people who know, anybody who knows DSA family members, or if you are listening to me and you are based in United Arab Emirates, in Dubai, please inbox me, write me, drop me a note that you are there, or you know somebody who is reliable that lives in United Arab Emirates, Dubai. Just drop me a line, and I would like to discuss some things with them. So now let's bring in Mr. Michael Osibajo. He was going to comment on all these things for us today. Hello, Michael. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening. Good to see you again.
You are based in Nigeria, and you know things that are happening firsthand. And if you notice, a week before I released this particular address, I released a talk like this, a video like this addressed to Nigeria, to Yoruba leaders.
Yoruba.
Yes. So after that is now when I released this one. But there is a reason why I did that. I needed to do it in that order, but many people might not understand. And people who didn't know that this was coming, they kept on attacking me. With the Yoruba video, if you look at the comments there, it's like they've already hanged me. It's like they have already destroyed me totally. But now that this one came out, the people who were hanging me just a few days ago, now started saying the opposite. Some of them who have hated me long time started saying, on the opposite. So what you are witnessing all these things by the roadside, what will you say?
Yes, it's first of all, I think we have to commend your ability to stand on the platform of the truth, no matter what the circumstance may be, and ability to come and own up and say, yes, this is where my allegiance is for now, but allegiance does not mean that we are blind to the things that are happening. It doesn't mean that we don't see things fall apart. And it doesn't mean that we were hoping that a particular people were going to be a savior. You've always said this again and again, that people, one person, one good person is not what makes a place great. It is good systems that makes a place great. People might be good, but if they don't come to build a system, the place it will not be great. So I commend your ability to come out in this unexpected way, because is really unexpected. But for me, it's not unexpected, because I know you and I know your heart, and I know you are a man that stands for the truth. People who don't understand you and who don't really take enough time to
study,
to study and reason in line with you, they come out and say all sort of things that, oh, maybe you are blindly follow. You are not a blind follower. You are a follower of the truth. And when truth is time for us to speak the truth, our allegiance comes second to whoever, because our allegiance is first to the truth. And so one of the things that I feel that I've learned from what you did is, we cannot throw away the water and the baby and the bathwater. We don't throw everything away. Even in the mouth of opposition, we can learn wisdom. Sometimes when opposition speaks, I think Nigeria has a culture of throwing away the baby and the bathwater. We don't look objectively at people, at situation, at circumstances, and be able to analyze and say, okay, on this matter, this one you are wrong here, but in this place you are right here. But we would just say, oh, because we have a perception about a thing or a subject or a person, it doesn't matter whether the person is now saying anything that makes sense. We just carry both wisdom and the person and throw it away. And that is why we have built a culture and a nation of people that only live based on emotional sentiment. Our emotional intelligence is zero. Most Nigerians, when you call us to debate objectively, we pitch our debate and our narratives just basically on emotion or perspective of how we see things. We don't analyze things critically. So I appreciate you, DSA, for ability to say this, and I'm sure this will probably make a lot of your critics to see you that. I know they call you, a lot of people have said, oh, DS has been paid by APC to campaign, and a lot of people say all sort of things, but I know that it's ignorance. So, and when you talk about the comments, you see, when you did the first video, every time you talk DSA, sometimes there is a joy that I have in my heart, because I believe that, and not just me, I have a team of people here that we have like minds, and every time, before we say a thing, when we are still discussing a thing, you just come on air and you just talk about it. You just talk about it, and we're like, so I'm so happy. When you did the first video about the Yorubas, you were spot on. And if the Igbos were listening, it's not just for Yoruba, they better learn wisdom from it. And if the Hausa leaders were listening, they better learn wisdom from it. that the security of a place is a collective effort. Nobody should be instigating war, or should be fanning the flame of war, or should be beating the drums of war, because when the war comes, the price of war is too costly. Nobody wins in war. Nobody wins. Nothing is worth the life of a human being. Nothing. When life is involved, let every other thing be subjective, because even God put premium on the life of a man, and that is why he was ready to leave the 99 for the one. So God didn't say, oh, 99 doesn't, maybe I have 99, it doesn't matter if one is lost. So God is giving us a system to say even the life of one person matters. And so for people beating the drums of war, who are these people that we're talking about? They are people that if war starts, they are not going to be around. For all the people that are talking about revolution and are talking about this and that, we will fight and all that, let them go back to history and see what happened to the people that beat those kind of drum during the Civil War. Most of them, some of their families are still alive today. Most of them, some of their children are even in politics again, still ruling us today. But what about the millions of lives that are died on a cause that was misdirected? And so it's very, very important that we address that issue, and I'm happy that you addressed it. But on the other hand, let's look at the other end, because sometimes when things are not addressed, when we are very complacent, when our leaders, our fathers, are very complacent in making decisions, you leave people who wants to be criminal, who wants to be mischievous. You leave them to have enough room to seize that opportunity to perpetuate evil. Why am I saying this? If you look down history, I believe personally that there is a metaphor. Nigeria has a metaphoric system of naming misdeeds in the society. When things are going bad, first of all, there was a time every crime committed in Nigeria was done by Niger Delta militants. It doesn't matter whether it happened in Kaduna, or it happened in Sokoto, or it happens in Lagos. Every crime is Niger Delta. It's easy believism. It just makes us feel better. So that means we can associate it to a particular people, a particular name. And so we call it a name. We say it's the Niger Delta. So if whatever happens is Niger Delta. Just some years back, the
stigmatization, the iPod, Nnamdi Kanu,
yes,
Biafra.
Yes, just some years ago, if you read the book by the former finance minister, during Goodluck Jonathan era, she wrote a book, Why Fighting Corruption is Dangerous.
Yes.
And in a book, she told a story how her mother was kidnapped by a group of elites. If not that she told that story, we didn't know that it was a group of elites that was behind the kidnapping. But if this had happened in this present day, DSA, we will have said it was the Fulani herdsmen that did it.
No, but when that happened, I remember everybody said it was the Niger Delta boys.
Militants.
Yes.
That did it.
Yes.
So you understand what I'm saying now about the metaphor? We just like to be metaphoric about our criminals.
Stigmatizing people.
Yes.
Labeling is labeling.
Yes. And the danger with that is that instead of us to be able to be open about how we fight and be strategic about how we fight the crime, we then subject ourselves to a lesser evil, a lesser crime. We are divided. You see, you cannot fight crime when you are not united. So the stigmatization, what it does is it divides us. It divides our focus. It divides our thinking. We are scattered. And so it gives room for these perpetrators to go ahead and do what they wanted to do. But then, thank God, years later, when this woman released that book, we found out that it was not the Niger Deltans that kidnapped this woman, but a group of well-organized elites. They didn't need money. They didn't want a property. All they wanted for her was to resign. And she named these people. She said most of them were people that were behind the subsidy, oil subsidy, which she was fighting that should be taken off. And so, why am I bringing in this story? I believe that Nigeria right now is a very porous country when it comes to security. To live in Nigeria right now, you have to watch your own heads. You're sick. Nobody, DSA, do you know, statistics proves that we only have 300,000 police officers.
Yes.
In Nigeria, in a country that is almost a population of 200 million people. How can 300,000 people secure the life of almost 200 million? Now, it is not just enough that those numbers are very small. Almost half of those 300,000 are policing elites. They are assigned to a particular elite. You see some people drive and you see them on entourage of 6, 7 cars, all filled with police officers, just to protect one person. What about the millions of other people that are left vulnerable? So when we run a society where you know what, we don't care about you. You leave people with self-defense. You leave them to start forming militias. This was what happened a time ago when you have the Bakassi boys in the east, when you have the Arewa people in the north, where you have the OPC guys in the west. Because as at that point, they felt at this point, our life is no longer secured. We are no longer safe. And so what we need to do is to come out and speak and protect ourselves. And that was how militias were formed. That was how people started forming militias. And if care is not taken, just like you rightly said, and in analyzing the letter of Obasanjo, if care is not taken, what this present government is doing is giving room for people who have hidden agendas, who want to politicize these crimes, to have a lot of rooms to do havoc and instigate anarchy in the state of Nigeria. And so, for me, sharing a like mind, I feel that the letter, there is nothing absolutely wrong with the letter that Obasanjo had written. And I feel that he highlighted a lot of key points that I feel that the president and the ruling party and everyone as a Nigeria should begin to look into, especially in a time like this.
Wow. Amazing. So I'm sure you watched, I showed the video just now. I don't know if you were able to watch it, and I'm sure you have watched it also before. So yes, I was, first of all, I started with an apology. I don't know if you noticed that. I started the video with an apology, not this one, the video to Obasanjo, about Obasanjo to Buhari, that I didn't read the letter initially. I was thinking that it's Obasanjo quintessential, that the typical Obasanjo, vindictive and things, but that I was wrong.
Yes, sir.
And I also addressed the Buhari followers that will always, demonize anybody that comes to say anything against the president. So, and then I also, apart from talking about the Obasanjo's letter, I also talk about other emergencies that we have. So what are the things you saw, other things you saw in that address that you think?
I personally, I'm a ardent follower of the president. But that I'm a follower of the president does not mean I cannot be objective, especially when there is a state of emergency like this. Because there is actually a state of emergency. First of all, when I first heard you apologize, that for me is a standard. It shows the heart of what true leadership should be about. Leadership can be wrong. Human being can be wrong. And It's not just that you were wrong, your ability to come openly and admit that you were wrong. For me, I felt that is something to learn about, to learn from that. When we are wrong, there is nothing wrong with us coming out and admitting that we are wrong. And you stated the reason why you said you were wrong, that letter, you made a lot of judgment and a lot of conclusion because you didn't even go through the letter, which is what is very typical of most of us that are a supporter of a particular thing. Sometimes we just judge a lot of things by our foreknowledge of a person or a narrative. But reading the letter, DSA, actually, it was after you did that video that I had to go and read the letter myself. I didn't read the letter. So I had to go back again and I read the letter. And when I read the letter, I could understand why you were speaking with the passion and the zeal at which you spoke. Because it is not just enough to demonize or criticize. Sometimes I feel that we judge everything. We want to always judge everything by, we know this person's motive. I feel that if you look at that letter, motives or no motives, there are a lot of analytical points that were made in that place that I felt any reasonable government should look into it and be very objective. And you made a point before this video was released. I didn't even know whether Obasanjo had written that letter then, but you made a point that corroborates with what you said in the previous video you did, that dialogue, which is one of the things Obasanjo spoke about. Can we sit down on a table and talk about those things? Because if we don't talk about it, at the end of the day, it is still that dialogue that we will still resolve to after the damage has been done. And so I don't think what he's saying is wrong. And Obasanjo objectively was not even playing the blame game. In that whole letter, I didn't see him point any fingers. I didn't see him blame anybody in that letter. It was just like, there is a problem in our land. Let's come together and fix it. And so when I see people make comments and
some people said he has to be arrested for that letter.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
No, what is in that letter that warrants arrest?
No. That doesn't make any sense. That letter is speaking the mind of a whole lot of people. And you know, for Obasanjo, he's experienced, he has been in that seat before, and he understands what it takes. Every government faces its own challenges. Every government has the challenge. And there is nothing, for me, there is nothing happening in Nigeria now that is new. It's just a cycle of events. And so I feel I could almost relate to where he's speaking from. That when he said a stitch in time saves nine. That adage is saying a lot of things. He's saying so much. He said so much in that adage, even more than what he said in the entire letter. Because when you are not timely with your decision, and when you are not putting out the right image, the right information to the people, when there is uprising, and we are not saying anything or showing any attitude that, you know what, we are doing a lot to calm these things. You leave people with nothing but a stigmatization. And what this stigmatization is going to do is, at a point, you know, you hear the people in the West saying, all the Fulanis in our land, go back to your land. And when I look at that, I saw a repeat of history. That was what happened during the Civil War, when the Hausa people were telling all the Igbos to go back to their land. And the Igbos were telling the Hausas to go back to their land. And then killing started, and here we are. We started fighting each other. And so, it's just like rightly said, it is not enough for the president to say, disregard that call. What plans are you making to console and comfort the people that have lost their loved ones, that have lost their people? Just yesterday, do you know that in Sokoto again, there was a local government was attacked in Sokoto, and almost over 20 people were killed in two different villages just yesterday. And they said before the police got there, it was hours that the whole killing went on for 2 hours, and it was hours, maybe a day after, 24 hours after. That was when the police got there, when their havoc had been done. And they killed a lot of people. They came in there to steal some cattle, and the people in that place decided to fight back. And so in their course of fighting back, they gunned down a lot of them. Some of them were injured, but because rescue didn't come on time, they died before the people were going to get there. And when I hear all these things, I felt this is a time where we all need to collectively come together and understand, and let's call a spade and say, Nigeria does not have security. There is no security in this land. You see, as I was coming today, I was just thinking, I said, sometimes when things like this happen, we should see it as a blessing in disguise. Because sometimes we could lie to ourselves for so long that we begin to believe a lie, and a lie will be looking to us like the truth. Nigeria is not a safe country. It has never been a safe country. Dare say. Forget about what is happening now. Whatever is happening now is the reality. You see, the nakedness is coming out, so that we can see where we are, that we are a failed state when security in all aspects. Sanusi said, and I quote, he said, there is no peace without progress. When a place is not progressive, when a place is not developed, when people are impoverished, when there is unemployment, the least you will be talking about in that place will be peace. And that is what we are seeing right now. So whatever is happening right now is just wearing a camouflage of ethnic stigmatization, and is wearing political bigotry and political sentiments and all that. That is not the problem. The problem is that there is a lack of development. There is poverty in the land. There is unemployment in the land. There is illiteracy. In the video, one of the things you address is people going to school. Dear say, our educational system is a charade. Graduates cannot produce anything. They are not productive. Even the people that are going to school are not productive. So it's not just about the ones that are not going. Even the ones that are going are useless. So we need to sit down and declare a state of emergency and say there are a lot of things we need to address. If we are going to deal with insecurity in Nigeria, this is a time to recruit men. And let's say we are all fighting this people. Let's look, whether Fulani or Yoruba, there were a lot of armed robbers they captured all over Nigeria. Some in Ogun State, I was watching the news today, they captured some guys in Ogun State. They are all Yorubas. If they had not captured those guys, they will say they are Fulani headsmen. They will say they are Fulani headsmen. And so let's collectively come together and say the rate of crime in this country is now it's been there. There has always been crime. There was a time during some years ago, maybe 5 years ago or so, or 6 years ago. No, I think it was 5 years ago, during the campaign, during Good Luck's campaign then, before the first time. There was an armed robbery that occurred in Lekki. Lekki used to be a very safe place. But because of the campaign that was going on in Lagos, all the security men in Lagos were deployed to the place where the campaign are going on and where the VIPs are. That left a whole other part of Lagos to be defenseless. Guess what? These armed robbers, they understood this. These guys are very tactical. So they knew Lagos would be, and they robbed a bank inside Lekki that is a very safe place, and they killed a lot of people during that same time. They killed people, they killed civilians, and they made a way. And I'm saying that, why was that a successful plan? Because a particular place is under policed. And so when we declare a state of emergency on our security, what that will do is it sends a message to people who want to perpetuate crime, to people who want to go about killing. We should start from even our weak places, the villages. We should not leave them, unattended to. So, DSA, like I said, there is a whole lot that needed to be addressed just from this one letter. And I feel that the time is now. The time is now when we begin to see it. Let's put parties aside, whether you are PDP or you are APC or you are AAC or you are whatever it is. This is a national problem. And I want us to be sincere with ourselves that things have never been better. So right now, what we are facing now is a compilation or an exponential implication of a lot of things, a lot of dialogue, a lot of decision, a lot of discussions that we failed to have made in time past that is happening now. If we don't address this thing the way it's supposed to, if we limit it to tribal sentiment and we settle it with the tribes, that still does not say Nigeria is safe. But let's declare that, you know what, right now, Nigeria is not safe. We don't have good policing. We don't have good defense system. And what I mean by good defense system is most of all these crimes, they use sophisticated weapons. How do they come in? So that means that our defense is poor. Weapons just come in. And even the present day police in service, DSA, if my father was a police officer, I would not wish that he would lay down his life to say he wants to fight crime. Let me tell you why. Because if you see where police officers stay, where they live, the environment, even the police officers, they live in slums. Their barracks look like slum. If you have your team of experts, of your team that works with you, your media team, let them come to Lagos or let them go to some state and go and do a video of police barracks and send it to you so that you can see. So when people live in that kind of environment, how do you want them to say they want to go and fight crime? So we're not just talking about the fact that we are under police. We're talking about that even the little that we have, they live in hell. So a country that lives under such structure, why are we surprised that there is so much criminality all over the place? Why are we surprised there is so much crime all over the place? So, DSA, for me, what is happening right now is beyond political. It is a national emergency that we all need to speak about. We all need to talk about it. The government needs to take drastic steps, just like the letter said. There are some things we don't rub with grease. You don't go there with fan. You go there with a hammer. We have to be very, very proactive in a case like this. And another thing that you said there was getting the people together. Well, in terms of just bringing in everybody, for me, maybe that might not really work. It might and it might not. In terms of just bringing in everybody, according to what the letter said, Obasanjo was advising that the president should get all the former head of states, get all the former chief of staff, get everybody together. Good initiative. But the problem with that is some of these people might have been compromised. A lot of them might even be the brain behind all these attacks. How do you bring them to a table to discuss national security issues and without them compromising it? So I felt that there are other ways we can approach it. Why not involve international bodies?
You know what I said in my video is that if the president doesn't want to bring together those political opponents and people who have been compromised, who might want to undermine him, that he should just form a committee or a council just on security. Let it be diasporas, let it be foreigners, let it be from Nigeria, but let it be just on security. Don't even touch politicians, don't even touch the elders. Leave those ones alone. Even because those ones could be compromised. Okay, do something, bring some experts that have dealt with this in other countries, bring them together. And then address the issue. So that is what I was trying to say, that it's not just the elders and the politicians it could bring together, but it could also bring together experts. I mean, there are experts from Israel that deal with this kind of issue, security issue all the time. There are experts who have dealt with this kind of issue in other countries where there have been troubles. I think we lost Michael there. For people who might want to call to the program, please go to Facebook Messenger. And when you get to Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents. Look for Move Agents, please. Go to Facebook Messenger and look for Move Agents. Facebook Messenger, Move Agents, and write to us that you want to call. Write to us that you want to call and we'll call you back. Facebook Messenger, Move Agents. When you write to us that you want to call, we'll call you back. I think we got Michael back. So Michael, I was saying that there are experts in Israel who deal with security issues every day and in other places too. So let him form a security team to deal with this. That's the point I was making.
Yes, that's what I believe too. That's what I believe, because at the end of the day, when we count the costs, you know, some of the arguments might be that, oh, there is no money, there is not enough money. But then when you look objectively at it, the money you don't want to spend to prevent, you see, our leadership and Nigerian generally, we have the culture of being reactive instead of being proactive. Instead of spending money to react to a damage that has been done, why not spend money to prevent that thing? Because at the end of the day, if you spend to react, you are losing on two ends, because the damage has been done, which will claim lives and property. Then you will not spend money again. So why not spend so much money to prevent a lot of these things from happening? And I believe that, how much is it going to cost to bring in foreign experts to come and solve some of these things? During the previous government, one of my relatives, one of my cousins, who was in the army, his battalion was one of the people at the first forefront when they were fighting insurgents, Boko Haram then. His battalion, he was there, a young guy, he was there in front. And he said during their time, one of the things that President Goodluck Jonathan did was he brought in American Marines. They brought in American Marine intelligence who were leading some of their operations then against Boko Haram. And then one of the things they then found out then was that, because sometimes they were a lot of commands that they give to them, and they tell them go to this particular place and then go to that particular place. And by the time they get there, some of these people in the Boko Haram camp are already informed of a lot of all the strategic planning. So the American team had to pull out, and they said, you know what is happening? We can come here and sacrifice our own life. Americans will not sacrifice. They will not just sacrifice one of their soldiers for a lost cause. And they said, we will not just send our soldiers here. It doesn't matter how much you're paying. Because if your people are compromised, then it's a waste. Every effort and every intelligence that we're trying to put in place, people within the camp are compromising it. So they pulled the plug and they took their troops back. So this guy was telling, this was not a news that was spoken about generally. I was privileged to it because I had a cousin that was in the military that was saying all these things. So I believe that maybe one of the reasons the president is a bit
reluctant
is he understands some of these things. But just like you rightly said, to give excuses excuses should not be allowed. If this way does not work, there must always be a way that works. And as the leader and as a father of a nation, you don't give excuses why your children are dying. Whatever you need to do to make sure that you protect, if it means, you know, calling out whoever needed to be called out, if it means to boycott a particular people and get people who can do the job, but just like you say, you have to do something. You have to make it the number one priority. And so I understand what you said, where if it means calling the Israeli technocrats, Israeli mercenaries, if it means bringing them here to help us deal with some of these issues, these people, the people killing these people are not spirits. They are human beings, for goodness sake. They are human beings. So if it means bringing in experts, paying them to lead the operation and lead the attack, then we should do it. But what the point we're trying to make is, on this issue, there is a national issue that everybody needs to put aside every political sentiment and begins to deal with, and let's collectively come on the table and discuss how we can secure this country once and for all. Not just to fight S-men or not just to fight bandits, but to make Nigeria a safe nation, to create an image and an impression to every Nigerian that, you know what, to perpetuate crime in this country is not going to be as easy as you think. Because the reason why people go about doing all these things, can just go on a highway and just shoot sporadically at people, is because they know that there is nobody that's going to stop them. So that, but when we begin to take measures, it sends a signal back to the camp, whether they are elite or it doesn't matter who they are. They know that it's not just going to be easy. They're not going to have all those easy targets anymore, because wherever they're going to, we are going to be waiting for them. You know, and I feel that is the message that the government needs to be sending out at this time.
But I got a letter from, you know, somebody who is a supporter or maybe of the President Buhari and is in the team. And the person said that, you know, I don't know that Obasanjo is actually having an ulterior motive, and they are having a plan to destabilize the government and to, you know, do their own ulterior motives. I said, and then he said, what I have done is wrong because I am empowering, that is the same plan of Atiku, that they are going through the court and through the appeal court or Supreme Court, then they are going through this banditry, and they are also going through this other idea to bring together people. But what they really want to do is to bring together this council to, you know, sidetrack the president and the government and take responsibility, so to say. So, and that by this, my video is not helping situation, that is actually empowering the opposition and is strengthening Atiku, Obasanjo and their team.
No, I don't believe that.
So what do you think about that?
I don't believe that, because you see, when we begin to look at everything in terms of politics, we begin to make
politics. That's a good observation.
Yeah,
politics spoils everything.
Yeah, politics will destroy everything. Do I disagree that there might be? I don't believe that the people doing all these things are just some random people who are just perpetuating this evil.
Yes,
that I would not believe.
I think so too.
A lot of this, because the people who attacked Professor Roti's daughter, they didn't steal from her. There was money in her car. They didn't take anything. They came and shot her, and she died. And so I don't want to believe that it's just some random guys who just feel, oh, I just feel like killing somebody today. Just went into that place, and she was the target. First of all, they knew who they wanted to kill. And that killing, they needed to use it to make a statement. So they didn't just pick a random target. It wasn't just like, oh, they were just coming, and then the person that they killed happened to be that person. No. They know that if we kill this kind of person, the noise will be much. Yes. So objectively, if we are looking at that statement they made, we are not saying that there are not forces behind this killing. What we are saying is that our inaction as a government, as leaders, our inaction is empowering what they are doing. That is what I hear in this narrative. That, you see, let's leave white people do what they want to do. People, whether you like it or not, even in America, you hear people go into a place and kill people crazily. But one of the things you will see the government always doing is that they are always there to be on top of the situation. So even if you have mischief or you have some reason for your motive or political motive to want to do what you want to do, we are not going to allow you to do it. We are going to make sure that we frustrate every of your effort. If they are saying that what you did is empowering the opposition, what are they doing? What are they doing to disarm the opposition? If Obasanjo's letter is empowering opposition, if Atiku's court case is empowering opposition, yes, let's agree on that. What is the federal government doing to make sure that all their plans, all their councils, all their plots is not taking a toll on the lives of Nigeria. That is what we should be discussing about. It doesn't matter what opinion anybody shares. It is the action. I think what I hear more in this video or in this your
address
is I hear a person who wants us to take action now. Enough of talking politics. Enough of debate. It is time to come together. Leave Atiku out of this. Leave Obasanjo out of this. Leave opposition out of this. Forget all that right now. If there is no nation, if Nigeria falls into chaos and falls into with what is happening now, the complacency and the lack of action is going to actually make this Nigeria a war zone. That's what is going to happen. The problem that happened in Rwanda by the Hutu people, it wasn't just that some random people came together and they just say, oh, they were sponsored. There were people who were behind a particular tribe against another tribe because they have their own personal political interests and agendas. But they had to look for people that will champion that cause. They had to look for people that will fuel it. So if we are not doing anything about this issue, then if we don't have a plan of action, that's when we come to the table and begin to say, oh, what you said is empowering, whatever. Even if that is the case, you come back and tell me what you are doing. Come and tell me what you are planning to make sure that those council, their plan will not take any Nigerian's life again. We cannot be playing politics with the lives of human beings. How many of these people are losing their lives? How many times have they killed anybody related to Atiku or related to Obasanjo or related to anybody within these people? So don't wait until it gets to your doorsteps. If war breaks out tomorrow, all these people that are sending you letters and are criticizing you will pick up their children and run away. Some of them have dual citizenship, if not most of them. So what is going to be left? So the narrative now, what we are speaking now is for the common people on the streets. It's for the people who are defenseless. It's for the people who cannot speak for themselves. We need the government. We need the president. We need all the parties to come together and speak and protect those people. Killing has been happening in DSA sporadically everywhere. But right now, we are in the media age. So everything gets blown into the air. That's why we are hearing, oh, there's killing here today, there's another killing here tomorrow. Before, nobody hears. Does that mean there wasn't killing? There was. There has always been killing. But right now, we are in the day of information. So this is supposed to be a blessing for us in disguise. If we know what we are doing. Now we know that, okay, our ends are so loose. Now we need to tighten our loose end. Let's even say that it is true. Let those people criticizing you who are part of the government, let them see objectives in what you are saying. We are not saying that these people don't have plans. We are not saying they don't have intentions. But we are not going to play politics now. This is outside politics. Let's come to the table and first protect Nigeria. After protecting Nigeria, then let's discuss politics. Until that is done, then it shows that even we ourselves will lack capacity.
Beautiful. Well said. But up to on the objective side, I have to say that there are a lot of people agree more with this second video than the first one. But there is one particular lady who is a relative of the person that was killed. She wrote me when I did the Yoruba video, and she wrote me after I did this one. She actually said that this video is as powerful, if not more powerful right now. It's that is as much needed, if not much more needed, than the Elijah challenge. She compared the importance of this to the Elijah challenge situation. But the Elijah challenge is to pastors and church, but this is to the nation.
Yes. I believe that God has always raised some people as the prophets over nations. And whether we like it or not, I see what you are saying prophetically. I'm looking at it from a prophetical perspective. Just like Elijah Challenge. Elijah Challenge was a prophetical video, you know. And trust me, a lot of the things that were said in that Elijah Challenge, they are already happening now. We can see them play out. And one of the things we have been able to establish also from scriptures is we find out that when God wants to cause a revolution, or when God wants to begin to clean a nation or a place, it starts from the faith, the church. So if you look at what is happening now, Elijah Challenge was for the church. This is never going to come first. We cannot speak first to the nation, to the princes, if we don't speak first to our priest. It must always be to the priest. So Elijah Challenge was an address to the priest of a nation that have failed woefully. And what you are seeing right now is the offspring and the offshoot of the failure from the office of the priest that has now corrupted even the princes. And now we need to address the prince. And so I won't disagree with what the person has said. When it is time to cry out and speak as a prophet, you know, as the mouthpiece from a heart of God. Because if there is something God is saying right now, this is what He's saying to the nation, and this is what He's saying to our leaders, and that is the spirit of prophecy, speaking the mind of God over the nation. And so I would agree totally with what the person said, that the video is as powerful as the Elijah Challenge. But another thing that you said is a lot of people that will disagree. You have more people agree with you on this than the previous video. Why? Because first of all, their place of agreement is coming from a non-critical perspective. And what do I mean by that? You've been known to be a supporter of APC government. You've been tagged an APC
pastor.
APC pastor. And so when you came out and you started addressing people beating the drum of war to people who are sentimental in their criticism, what they will be hearing is you are speaking for APC against opposition. That's what they are hearing. And so it's not, don't be surprised that you had a lot of people criticize you and they want to cut off your head. In fact, when I watched that video, I didn't even go to the comments because I knew what is going to be there. So I didn't even bother. I didn't bother because I know what to expect. But when you then did this government and you were highlighting a lot of things, so the same people, what they are seeing now is like, yes, DSA has come to join us to criticize the government. That's what they are seeing.
Yeah, somebody actually said that I'm unfaithful because I was supporting Buhari yesterday and now I'm against him.
Yeah, that's what they are hearing. but you know, so
why should they think I'm against him? I'm not against him.
That's okay. The same way, when you speak against the wrong doctrines in the Church of Nigeria, a typical person will say you are speaking against the church. You are speaking against the pastor. You don't have a problem with the pastor. If you still see each other tomorrow, you might still take each other to dinner and eat on the same table. But that doesn't mean that you have to agree with their doctrines. You don't have anything against their person, but what they are practice. And it's the same thing. We can still apply the same thing to this person. You have a personal love and personal respect for the president. But if he's taking decisions that is putting the lives of people at risk, then you have to speak. That doesn't make you an enemy of the person, but there are matters to be discussed and we have to discuss those matters. And so people who are not very critical in their analysis, what they will see is, DSA, yeah, is back. DSA is back to support us. That's what they're saying. To them, they think you have come back now to criticize the government, to criticize the person of the government. I've heard you so many times. There was one of the Wednesday programs that you did, and you highlighted points why you feel that the best president in recent democracy that Nigeria has had is Obasanjo. And you highlighted a lot of things that he did, that he has been one of the one that achieved the most things as president. But nobody will see that as you being analytical, being objective. But then when you come back now and you say Obasanjo didn't do this, everybody say, you have collected money from APC. So when you were accrediting the things that Obasanjo achieved, you might have been paid again by Obasanjo. Maybe you were collecting money from both sides, and then you have become a mouthpiece. Just every time you collect money, you speak. You know, because sometimes I wonder, is it that people can't just reason and think? Can we just leave aside all our sentiments and be very objective for once and look at the situation? Some people feel, another group of people in Nigeria now feel it's a revolution that will solve the problem. And I ask a question. I say, you that you are leading a revolution, how many of your sons are part of that revolution? How many of your sons can you say, for this revolution, I'm ready to sacrifice my life, sacrifice my family? You are well protected. Some of you have houses abroad. If mayhem happens now, you book the next available flight and you fly away. And you leave these people. So I don't feel that anarchy or chaos is the best solution to what is happening, but objective thinking, objective discussion, where we can sit down, form a team, whether we're going to recruit tactical team, let's create a structure. Both the legislative, the executive, and the judicial part of Nigeria now needs to come together and create a system that can make Nigerian defense and security a priority. Because DSA, the truth is, we've never had. Maybe it's just now that we are now coming to that reality. Maybe some people are still living in delusion. Anybody that is political about this is still living in delusion, saying, oh, we have security, but some people are beating our security. We've never had security. So the people who are perpetrating crime, they are just exposing the state of the nation's security. And so when we see our weakness, let's admit it as weaknesses and deal with it. That is how we can be progressive as a nation.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, I think we'll be opening the line for people who might want to call to the program. If anybody would like to call to the program, go to Facebook Messenger, and when you get there, look for Move Agents. And in Move Agents, write to us and say you want to call. Just drop us a line. Just say, I want to call, and then we will call you back. Move Agents, one word, Matic, and then you could write to us that you want to call, and we will call you back. And there's this book here. It's one of the best books you will ever read about Nigeria. It's called Nigeria and the Leadership Question. There is no one who has read this book, even when they are not Nigerians, when they are from African countries or Europe or America, they say it's one of the best books they have ever read. It's called Nigeria and the Leadership Question. There's another book there that is also, you know, it's not just talking about Nigerians, it's talking in general, but especially about Nigerian elites. It's called The Role of Elites in National Transformation. I think we have a call now. Hello?
Yes, sir. Hello, dear sir.
Hello, my sister Mabel.
Yes, sir. This is your sister.
Yes.
Good morning from California.
How are you, man?
I'm doing so great as you are doing so great. Thank you so very much once again.
Yeah.
Bro Michael, thank you so much for your work. But there's something outside what I want to say I just want to address.
Yes.
The civil war wasn't because Igbo says Hausa go, Hausa says Igbo go. It was more than that.
Yes.
That having been said, DSA, if anybody is saying, oh, he is now talking with the two sides of his mouth, this is what they don't know about you. You don't care where the truth is coming from.
Yes.
That is what all of us have to get. DSA doesn't care where this truth is coming from, him or say it.
Yes.
Let me even tell you guys, let Atiku say the right thing tomorrow.
Yes.
DSA gonna support him.
Of course.
So I don't even know what you guys are doing. Let even the pastors that are doing what they are doing, let them even make one good sentence that is good. DSA gonna run with that.
Yes.
So if you are coming here to say, I am now happy DSA is knowing Buhari, you don't know DSA. You don't know him. If you know him, he's gonna allow any plague of silence on him. He's not gonna allow that.
Yes.
So if you know DSA, know that he's a man of truth. Whether it's coming from the east, whether it's coming from the north, whether it's coming from the south, whether it's coming from the west. That's just what is going on here. Nothing more than that. No political affiliation, no political, they say in politics, there's no permanent friend, there's no permanent enemy.
Yes.
DSA is about the truth. He's not about any affiliation. So let us get it right. So people that are running their mouth, oh, he's now supporting Buhari, oh, he's now supporting Obasanjo. Let Obasanjo say what is not right tomorrow and see what DSA will do.
Yes.
He doesn't care about anybody. He only cares about the truth, and that has been his mandate. I'm so disappointed that some people that I think that knows him don't know him on this ground.
Yeah.
But this is who he is. Okay, having said that, I think our major problem here is not being our brother's keeper. Why do I say that? Our value system it has gone through the wind. Why am I saying that? Even America is still trying to build a wall to safeguard themselves. That is to tell you that it's true that we are porous, but if we are porous, let me even ask this question. If our customs, we see a non-Nigerian coming with weapons that he's not supposed to come with, if we love our country, what will he supposed to do?
Yeah.
That's number one. Okay. If I value that beggar on the street with my Cherokee Jeep or with my whatever powerful or with my jet landing and I'm seeing that beggar in the street and I tell myself, it's only opportunity that gave me this jet and this man that is here is because maybe he mismanaged his time. He didn't use his time well because God is not wicked to give. God gave us all time.
Yes.
He gave us all the wealth of time.
Yes.
And if you don't use yours, either you lavish it or you use it or you do whatever you like with your time. We all have that time. Because sometimes people will say, there's some opportunity where it happened. They have people that will tell them that Christ was born in manger that didn't make him live there. You work with your time and work with whatever you see. You can be selling pure water and make money. Why am I saying these things? If we value each other, the president will not be there, not seeing that a whole village is wiped out. These are human beings. It could be me that is the president. It could be me. If a whole village is wiped out and nobody is talking, and somebody now wrote a letter that there is an emergency, we have to address this. Because
Yes.
I've heard some people say they're not even Fulanese. They are coming from outside. Okay? Let us address this. A village is wiped out. What are we going to do about this? There is an emergency. There's something going on. Okay, it's not the herdsmen. I don't even believe it's them. But some people are working. They say there's something you said yesterday in one of your videos. A man was selling weapons to two sides of the people fighting wars. It was only they came to a table that they noticed where it's coming from.
Yes.
My brothers and sisters, my fellow Nigerians, this drum of war we are sounding, let us even do it. Let half of Nigerians be wiped away. We've not solved anything. We have not solved anything. We will still come back to this table we are running from.
Yes.
This table DSA is calling, as Obasanjo is saying it, he's supporting it. This table he's calling, and every good Nigerian are calling for this table. And we are saying, no, we're gonna fight. Sweethearts, do not fight. Do not fight. Because nobody wins at the end of the day.
Yes.
As DSA says.
Yes.
Nobody will win. Half of us will be wiped out. and look, and this like Israel said, not all of us have American visa. Not all of us have London visa. Those of you that don't have those visas, we're gonna remain there. We will use some cameras to be watching what is going on in Nigeria. That's what we'll be doing. That's what we that are outside here will be doing. But we still care so much about our land. We don't want this fire to start burning.
Yes.
Because if it start burning, even if it's not burning where you are, the smoke is coming to where you are. Even if the smoke is not coming to where you are, the water where this fire is burning is the water in the land will be polluted. There is no way you're gonna be free except you fly out of the country. And after flying, what happens? Are you not gonna go back? So please, let us not fight. And for millions of Nigerians to have these little police people around, there is an emergency.
Yeah.
There is. And it still boils down to our value system. Because they might bring money to recruit police, and somebody will put the money in his pocket. It's still the value system.
Yeah.
We must value each other. Okay, when you are matching the herdsmen with their cattle, with their whatever, and you're matching them throughout the whole village, what signal are you sending? We all come from somewhere. That ordinary herdsman you are matching with his cow, he's coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
Your person must be where that person is coming from. If you match him away from your land, he's gonna match your people away from their land.
Yeah.
We must be careful about taking laws into our hand.
Yeah.
That is even the worst, the very first emergency we're gonna treat with. People taking laws into their hand, naked women, the beating boys, beating everybody, destroy, killing people. And in fact, that's the major security problem we have. People taking laws into their hand. You don't have right to match anybody anywhere. You don't. We have government to do that.
Yes.
If they're not doing that, we have to keep talking, because the moment you start, that person you are starting from has where he will start from. We must not forget this. Dear sir, thank you so very much again for this your great job. I love you so much. Bible even say, seek for truth and pursue it. Keep pursuing it. I'm seeing what you're doing.
Thank you so
much. The people that love truth sees what you're doing. Just say that truth no matter who is speaking it. You owe nobody any explanation but truth. You only owe truth explanation, dear sir. Yes. You don't owe any other person.
Yes.
Thank you so very much, my dear mentor.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you so very much, my sister. Grateful, grateful. Well, I think we have other callers coming. And so please, and let me remind you people of my announcement that I've been making since yesterday, that if anybody knows anyone in the United Arab Emirates, in Dubai, you just inbox me to my Facebook Messenger. I will appreciate it. And also, from tomorrow, I'm starting a new series called Are Black People Cursed? Hello? Do we have a caller? Okay. So I'm starting a new series tomorrow called Are Black People Cursed? And yeah, it's going to be very, very thorough. I decided to do it at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock on daily basis. So I want to encourage you to invite all the black people that you know. It's going to be very, very mind-blowing, and it's going to be explosive. It's going to be very enlightening for a lot of black people and people all over the world to find out if black people are cursed or not. So, okay, I think we have a caller that we are trying to get. And hello.
Hello, DSA.
Yes, good evening. Who is calling from where?
Mr. Gospower from Nigeria.
Mr. Gospower, all the way from Nigeria. Wow.
Yes, I called you a couple of times when I was in Cyprus.
Yeah, so you are back in Nigeria now?
Yes, I'm back to Nigeria.
Wow, where are you based?
I'm in Edo State.
Wow.
Benin City.
So you watched this program today?
DSA, you know, I can pay any amount. I can pay any amount to watch you. I can play any amount to watch you because to me, you are the only existing pastor in the world. Sorry to say that. That is just me.
Hello, we are hearing you.
I can hear your hand. So the reason I called is based on the topic being discussed about Nigeria and the whole situation in Nigeria. I understand that you had a plan to come to Nigeria.
Yes.
DSA, I really beg God and you to do a thorough finding before coming to this country, Nigeria.
Okay, tell me more about it.
Because the people here, we know we have a very bad government. But I think the people are even worse than the government.
That's interesting.
The nature of Nigerians, we Nigerians, is like we are in love with our slave masters. We are in love with our oppressors. When you try to talk people out of captivity, they see you as Antichrist. When you tell people about the realities, they see you as Antichrist. You are just Antichrist before them. So I've been a very good, I don't know how to put this, a good disciple of yours.
Yes.
So as far as I'm concerned, DSA is the only pastor. For me, or my opinion, sincere opinion, I don't know what other people, but my sincere opinion, you are the only existing pastor, genuine in my view. Because every other pastors I know only deals on money, financial gain, money, bring money to the altar, so pay tithe, everything that has to do with money. That's all they care about. You are the only pastor I see talking something far different from money, thinking about how to solve a problem of a nation as big as Nigeria. When we have big GOs, pastors, who just want to establish by buying jets upon jets upon jets. There are no schools, there are no good medical care, there are nothing good in Nigeria, but these people don't care. We don't have electricity, we don't have lights. For me to be watching you, I have to run my generator because I can afford for a bit. The day I cannot afford for it, I might miss your programs.
Wow.
So it's not everybody that can afford for it also, because life situation here, these big deals can afford to share transformers if they so desire, if they truly want to do God work genuinely. But that is not what they care about. Now it's a competition. The jet issue is a competition. When you buy one, I want to buy two. When you buy two, the other one wants to buy three. So yes, I really thank you that you are in my, you came during my time. Let me use that word. You came during my time. I would like to witness a man like you. The way you are coming up is like the same way Jesus came. When Jesus came, people never took him seriously. There were people that took him for granted, and that was what led to killing him. But they never thought he was what he claimed to be. That's the same way you are coming now. Because people never even knew that if Jesus is to come back, he's not going to come the same way he came before. He's going to come differently. So that people wouldn't even really know him truly. Because if they know him, everybody will try to hide their dirty lineage. Even we know God sees the heart of a man. So that's how I see you. You tell the truth. They say forget about the messenger. Look at the message. People don't look at the message in Nigeria. They listen to the message. They look at the messenger.
Wow.
They look at the messenger. I had a friend. Although I have a little problem with him based on the lack of understanding. I was telling him about you and what you preach. I told him to follow you also, not to listen from me, so he will hear from the horse's mouth. Do you know what? The thing he told me was so annoying that I was forced to ask him, are you telling me if Jesus come today and your pastor say you should ignore Jesus, you will choose the word of your pastor? He said yes. He told me clearly that yes, I will follow the word of my pastor. Yes, I nearly faint.
Wow.
I was confused. I said, so it has gotten to this that your pastor will now tell you that Jesus is not the real Jesus. Take his own word, and that's what you will do. I said, then I'm wasting my time trying to tell you to follow a certain man on the social media. So I just told him that from now to 2 years, I will not see you again. Don't call my phone. I will not come to your house. Don't come to my house until you start thinking rightly. So the situation with Nigeria as a country, I don't know how to explain it. Nigeria is a country where few people decide the fate of everybody. Nigeria is a country where few decide the fate of everybody. Whether you like it or not, they just decide what happened to the rest people. It's unfortunate. Even our president, Muhammadu Buhari, I voted for him. I voted for him because I loved him as a person. But the way the government has been, most of us that voted for him are regretting it. Although the opponent, who they also brought, Atiku Abubakar, was not a good substitute for him. So we have to stick to the devil we know than the angel we do not know. And that was why Buhari was the man elected. But so far from his ministerial list so far, the same people that did not perform so well is the same people he has brought back. So the whole thing is quite confusing. The country, people are fed up in Nigeria. People are really fed up. When you ask most people now, they'll say, my brother, there's nothing we can do. Let's leave everything for God. They just believe God will fall down from heaven and begin to do work in Nigeria. I even went as far as telling people that God is not even in Nigeria anymore. God does not live in Nigeria. God has long ago turned his back on Nigeria. So that is just my view. But I really thank all your effort coming online every day, because I get notified whenever you're online, anytime you come online. So in fact, the only prayer I'm praying today, I ask God to keep me alive, keep you alive. I want to see you as a person. Any day, any year, I want to see you. I want to be alive to see you. That this person talking is not a ghost, it's a human being. I want to see Dr. Sunday Adelaja. In reality, you are the only pastor that I know that financially, I know you are okay, you are not hungry. That is so down to earth. You can talk to even the lowest person. But we don't have those kind of pastors in Nigeria. We don't have those kind of pastors in Nigeria. You cannot see them. There is no way you can see them.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
having the privilege of talking to you, a man like you. Who am I? Then let alone, yes, I cannot really put all this in words. But I just thank you, and I thank God for bringing you at this time. And I believe he's going to keep you alive to do the job you were born for. The purpose you were born for, you will realize it.
Thank
no matter
you.
the challenges, the temptations.
Thank you so much, God's power. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we have other people too who are trying to call in, so we are going to try to get them. And yeah, so this book here is another book I think that everybody should read, The Role of Elite in National Transformation. What the brother that just called now is saying is that only few people decide the destiny of everybody else. Yes, it's the elite, and they are enjoying it, and they don't know the role of elite. And that's why I decided to write the book, because people don't really know what the role of the elite should be in the society. In Nigeria, the elite take advantage of the underprivileged instead of them being the bridge and the ladder for them. Hello?
Hello, DSA.
Yes, Mrs. Adeola.
Yeah, good evening.
Same to you.
You know, this issue of the insecurity in Nigeria.
Yes.
It's really a big and disheartening thing. I mean, hearing a bit from Osibajo today that the capacity of the military force is only 300,000. And yet the president we have on the throne was an ex-general. So, I mean, Buhari is not doing nothing. If Buhari can know, you know, when the issue of the headsmen, this and that, he came up with setting up Ruga for them, settling them. So why can't he come up with, this is even more urgent than the headsmen, Fulani, whatever. It is, this insecurity is more urgent until, I hope when they killed either one of his children, because they still ply the same road in this same Nigeria. So maybe when one of them, or when Osibajo's, one of his own relatives is gone, maybe that's when they will now put on their thinking cap and do the right, urgent, not just urgent and right thing on this. It's so alarming. I'm afraid. I'm really afraid for Nigeria now that this is the worst state any country can be in.
Yes.
It is, and if the government of the day does not recognize that this needs urgent attention, quick, snappy one, effective one. Nigeria, if they can use all the economy from oil on just security alone, then we will now know where if the country is well secured, then every other thing will follow.
Yeah.
But this is so alarming. You see why I felt that, yes, Buhari doesn't want to listen to Obasanjo was Obasanjo has messed up a lot.
Yes.
All these things, hang on, let's look at it logically. This insecurity has started not from Buhari's time. It has been ongoing from their own time.
Yeah.
Because the Boko Haram started during Obasanjo's time. If he hasn't got a solution for it then, and you expect, let's be honest, if I'm the president now, both of them were in the military. Both of them fought the Biafran war. They fought in the war. So they know the emergencies, the casualties of war. So it's not about we talking. I was a little girl when the war was going on. In school like this, when the shelling was coming from the air, we will be told, just go and lie down by the wall. Because if the school collapses, you are on the ground to the wall, it won't collapse on you. It will only collapse in the middle. So all of us in the class, as soon as we hear sharing, teachers will tell us we all lie to the wall. And after the war, the casualties of war, that was when the Igbo were really, really dealt with, because I tell you, they are well educated like the Western regions people. But when the effect of the war devastated them, they came quickly to Lagos. A lot of them were the educated ones doing a Jikani shop. That they were carrying all those, those tailoring things and started mainly because they have to do something to fend for their life, because all their things have been destroyed. We don't want to get to that stage again. Yeah. We don't want to get to that stage of the effect and the devastation of war. If we can't feel it that much in Lagos, imagine those who are in Enugu, who are really in the war zone, how they felt it. And these two, Obasanjo and Buhari, they both fought in the war, so they know what the whole thing is all about. Insecurity of a nation, and army general should know what it is. We don't have to be telling Buhari what to do, because he has the knowledge, he has the experience, so they are telling me that all the generals they were being given, all the, it's all useless. They don't deserve it. They don't even earn it. They were just giving us decoration. That's what I think now. Because it's so, I don't know where to place what is happening with our government of today. And then now we have most intellectuals in the government today. So you mean out of the whole lot of them in Nigeria, none of them has common sense, the simplest of sense that, yes, this one, we need to sit down and tackle it quick. That they need somebody to come and tell them, it's unbelievable, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. It means that they are just careless, they are useless. I can't be telling an army general what a security operation should be. I know the security of my house, what it should be. But a whole general, and then you come to say, yes, you want to rule the country as a civilian, a presidential, I don't know what to do. No. Buhari knows what to do. Buhari is just being weak on himself. Or maybe he has a plan underneath that will come out and shock us. I don't know, because I don't believe so. I don't believe he doesn't know what to do. Because if he knows he has to settle the headsmen as soon as the trouble was too much for the whole country, he came out with Ruga and all that nonsense. Let's put that Ruga aside. Let's do insecurity first before we start to do with the internal ones. With the tribal or whatever. It's so disheartening. It's so sad. So sad. I tell you, Nigeria is bleeding now. And until everybody comes out, all of them in that government, they are, even the ministerial appointment shouldn't even be the issue. It's security they should be tackling now. If a whole country has only 300,000 military, no, forget. Just like Osibajo told you, the police barracks is like slum. When you go to it's like slum. You don't even believe. No, I can't live there and say I want to be, DSA.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do as much as you can do. If they like to listen, fine. They don't want to listen, too bad. Only that we all have relatives there. We all have people there. You know, we are the one outside crying like this. So imagine those who are inside there. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame. A great shame. Shame. Thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you so very much, Ms. Dela. Amazing. Well, you know what, Michael, I think I will just let you go because we still have a lot of calls and, you know, you are in Nigeria. So I will let you go, Michael. All right? Let me just let you go. We are still going to be receiving calls, but thank you so much. You did so well today. Blessings. Bye. Okay, so let's see who the next caller is. And we are going to, you know, keep on receiving the calls. We have more callers waiting to call in today. So meanwhile, for people who want to join the mentorship program, you go to sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship. And for those who want to join us on our trip to Nigeria, on our move to Nigeria, go to sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. So we'll be happy to receive you as well. And yes, so let's spread the word. Let's take that video that we did and to President Buhari on the rejoinder on Obasanjo's letter, the video I showed in the beginning. Let's go and spread the word. Let's spread the word. Maybe it will get to Buhari and he will do something. Hello?
Hello. Good evening, DSA.
Good evening, man. Who is calling from where?
Evangelist.
Evangelist Amos. Nice to hear your voice.
This Evangelist Amos.
Yes.
From Spain.
Your line is not very good today.
God bless you, sir.
Your telephone line is not very clear today.
You know, it's today, you know. Oh, let me remove the earphone. Let me see.
Speak directly to the device.
Are you hearing me now? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, now it's good. But you need to put off the Facebook.
Are you hearing now?
I hear now. Put off the Facebook.
Is it
or the
okay
YouTube.
now? Hello, is it okay?
It's okay now.
Yeah, I have put it off.
I'm hearing you.
Thank God. Yeah. DSA, God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
May the good Lord bless you. It's today I seen the open. Yeah, it's today I watched the video you recently posted for about Obasanjo, the open letter for Obasanjo.
Yes.
It's really inspiring and it's profound. It's really inspiring and challenging. When I watched it, I said, wow, so passionate about what is really prophetic, not just an ordinary message. If only they can use the Nigerians, it's about the the political leaders in Nigeria. That message, if they can really use their spiritual ear and their spiritual eye to see it in the perspective of God, the viewpoint of God, that message is giving them a prophetic message. It's
Yes.
not just an ordinary word.
Yes.
I really want to, I thank God for your life, and God will keep you alive for we to see you in life. You will use, is that you use your leg to leave that Nigeria. You will also use that your leg to match your father's land, that Nigeria, in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
You are going back to go and fulfill the will of God over that land.
Amen.
Many eyes are praying to witness you, to see you in flesh. to know that you are not just a spirit, you are a human being like them. You are a human being like me. Because I at times, even that brother said, at times he's one that say, is he human being? He also comes to me that way. At times I say, when I read some of your book, I say, when I read, I will laugh. I say, wow, is this really human being? Is really possible for human being to know God, to really express God this way? You are, we all want to see you in Nigeria, sir.
Yes.
Good Lord take you there, safe and healthy in
Amen.
Jesus' name.
Amen.
Sir, about this Buhari issue, the issue of Buhari, I want to ask a question. I want to ask the Buhari question.
Yes.
And I want us to also communicate, to also look at it very well. As a leader of a country, why is Buhari not honoring court order when the court order him to release that man? Why did he not honor that court order? Does it mean that
the Shiite man?
Yes, that is the Shiite leader.
Yes.
Why do they not honor why do they not honor, it's called Ezaiki. Why do they not honor the court order to release that man? Or if he have a sunsetted, maybe his own reason for him not to release that man, why did they not have a discussion with an open discussion as a leader to discuss what the reason why that man is still kept inside on his custody? Why? I keep on reason I say, why did you keep that man? I don't know. And why did he not discuss the reason why he's still kept after violating court order? That is not, there's no blueprint he's putting down as there's no blueprint about that action he's going to put after his tenure. Because when people that is implementing law are being violated by people that are implementing law, what are they advising the young ones tomorrow? What are they what legacy are they putting on Nigeria on the ground on the foundation in Nigeria? What legacy? I don't understand, sir.
Yeah.
Then because what I want to say, because of time, I want to make every leaders in Nigeria to know that the action of one man, it can lead to the affliction. It can lead to the affliction of the whole nation.
Yes.
The action, the choice that somebody's make, the choice of one person, it can affect the whole nation. It can affect the whole family. It's not only that person that action is going to affect. It's not only that person, because when Buhari killed, when he kept Ezaki, he kept him, and then now dashed his people on the streets. That led to the conflict that take the senior officer, the police officer's life. It's not our nation cannot be saved in this kind of on decency actions. Buhari have to listen to his people. He have to have a healthy discussion with the people, because he is in a tenor to serve people. He have to have a healthy discussion with his people to engage them with a good discussion that will make them for the peace of that land is what we all are looking for. For the good betterment of Nigeria is what we all are looking for. There's nothing else. God bless you, sir, for other person to call him the good.
Thank you so much, Evangelist. Thank you so very much.
Bye.
Blessings. From what I heard Buhari say in his justification, I read it, was it yesterday, when he was saying he is not the judiciary. He cannot tell the judiciary to release the man. I think the court, one court said, a local court said they should release him, but there was an appeal. And the appeal kept him there. So And Buhari said, I cannot play the role of judiciary, executive, and the judiciary. As a president, I cannot be telling the court what decision to take. That was his own justification. So I think do we have a caller? Okay. So that was his own justification for that. Well, for those people who want to get my books in Nigeria, the way to get it is to go to the website that is called DSA Books Planet. DSABooksplanet.com. DSABooksplanet.com. You'll be able to get the paperback of my books, but you could also get them online on Amazon, or you could get them on okadabooks.com. So all these books are available, and even more books are available online. Like Evangelist was saying, Evangelist Amos, that she reads the books, and whenever she reads the books, she wonders if this is a human being or not. Nika, what is the book, Neto? Okay, I think they couldn't get through to the people who wanted to call. There are two of them, but they couldn't get through to them. So we just end the program today like this. But I also want to remind anybody that is in Dubai or United Arab Emirates to drop me a line on my Facebook inbox. So thank you so much. And tomorrow, be on the watch out for the series on Africa and Africans. Black African People Cursed is the title. So we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.